Awesome. Welcome to a very, very important video that could potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars or potentially make you an extra tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars for the product that you're going to launch on Amazon FBA. Or if you already have one up there that's not performing the way you want, this is a tweak that you can make to start those sales rolling in and have them consistently coming in and growing a brand for yourself. So if you like the sound of that, give this video a like and we'll jump right into it. So you can see I'm here on Amazon.com and I want to show you the big change in Amazon FBA in 2019 going into 2020 and the critical change that you need to be well aware of and take into account when launching your own physical product. And the problem that I see is that people are launching too many what they call Me Too products, which is basically figuring out that Amazon has a ridiculous amount of demand. They do about $600 million of sales for physical products a day. And they're like, wow, that's a lot of demand. I would just like a very, very small corner of that market. They launch a physical product, which is a really easy business to get into. You don't need to be the face of it. You can do it in your spare time. It just takes a couple of hours a day to set aside. It's all very true and it's all very simple. But the problem is if you launch another Me Too product in 2019 or 2020, you're not going to have any success. There's too many people out there on Amazon.com that are launching these products. And what you need to do is you need to make sure that your product is unique in some way. And what I'm going to show you in this video is how to do that for very, very cheap. So if you're starting, and I can understand this because this is how I started, with anywhere from $500 to $4,000, and you don't want to revolutionize an industry and make massive changes out of the gate, maybe you're going to build to that, but not at the start, then you need to be able to stand out from the rest of the products, have a unique selling proposition that's kind of going to get a corner of the market to always buy from you because you're the best in that corner, and then grow your brand from there. So a really good example of this one, a little bit higher level, I'm going to show you how to do this at a lower or cheaper level, but equally as effective, is this standing desk mat on Amazon. So you can see if you scroll down, this is obviously people work at their desk and sitting. There's this thing going around, sitting is the new cancer. Obviously sitting's not too healthy for you, so people have standing desks. And if you stand on the floor, it's also going to be bad for your posture. You need a soft surface. So if you have wooden or concrete floors or even carpet floors, it's going to really stress your body as well. So of course you need a standing mat, which is a soft foam designed mat, which are really cool to stand on if you haven't stood on one before. And they basically give your feet the right surface to stand on. And it's the healthiest way to really work. And you can see there's mats here, and you can see what's really cool is it started off as just a simple flat mat. And then new people came into the market and they actually started doing something like this, the Topo Mini by Ergo Driven. And you can see they put bumps and sides and panels and little bits of texture up there so that if you're barefoot, you can put your foot over it and on the sides, and you're not just standing on a flat surface all day, but you can actually move around that. And then they've gone the extra distance where this person's actually added a massage ball down there, but this person actually inserted the massage ball into the actual build of their mat. So they have the textured surface, they have the inclined surface, they have the soft squishy bit. They also have a little massage ball by Genius Mat, which is a great name for this as well. These people have done really well, and you can see they can charge a premium for it because it's not a race to the bottom, which is what you're going to get yourself into, a race to the bottom, because the only way you compete is on price if you don't differentiate your product. And you can see that if you scroll down and you see these really simple mats, they're going to be lowering their price. And these are big mats, they're expensive to ship, and they can't charge a high amount for their product because there's nothing unique about it. And you can see other people are starting to innovate with like the wobble board, this one here. And there's these innovations and changes coming into the market that are all different. And therefore, if you're looking for a standing desk mat and this one has a massage ball and they're called Genius Mats and they're highly rated, you don't really want a plain mat anymore. And if you do, then you can go for the plain mat, but you're going to corner a certain segment of the market that this person can't compete with you anymore because it's a different product. And if you're the first mover to that, well, then that's incredible. But like I said, you may have a smaller budget to start, and you may be looking at this. Okay, you're going to have to buy the mold for that. You're going to have to contact the supplier if you have this idea, and it's probably going to cost you about $10,000 to get that kickstarted. But I want to say kickstarted, I'm not talking about the website. I'm actually get that idea on Amazon FBA kickstarted. But I actually started innovating on my first product for just $500, including the cost of the product. And I'm not going to go through exactly what that is today, but I'm going to show you a really, really cheap and effective way that you need to innovate on your product. And I was having a look on Amazon. I wanted to show you an example of this, a live example of this, and I wanted to go to box cutters. Now, I'm going to show you a lot of these aspects in one, and you don't want to necessarily copy this exactly, but I want you to get inspiration from this. I want you to take things that'll work in your niche and apply it to your product. So you can see if I type in box cutters, there's a lot of colorful, very cool tech design. Like that's a great tech design, great image up there. 5 blades, you're not actually allowed to do this, but you know, it does to help it stand out. And you come all the way down to this little boring product down here. This is a Stanley, Stanley knife. Stanley's a very big brand, but they don't care about their Amazon listing like this person does. You can see they've got them on an angle. They've got a nice color to it. They've got a cool new design with a cool little green thing here. And Stanley here, they've got the worst photo, and it's sideways, which means it's the smallest possible. It's dark. You can't see much. There's no benefits in the title, and there's no real reason, unless it was Stanley, for people to buy that. But I mean, you actually won't believe they're still doing a few $1,000s a month for this one knife. But what I've done is I've opened up Photoshop and I've made some tweaks. So for Stanley, for themselves, if they're watching this, go and do this to your product. Taken this bland image, rotated it so it's actually on the long side of the image, because you will be able to see, if we go back over here, that it's very, very, obviously the diagonal of the image is a lot longer than the sideways of the image. And you can see this is a much bigger because it fills the whole screen. So what I've done is I have put their image on the side, because it's going to grab your eye more the bigger it is. And down here, okay, I know you're not allowed to put logos and stuff down here. I was looking for a very simple black cardboard box, because what happens, and we can go see an example of this, is if you have packaging, you're actually allowed to include your packaging inside the photo. The only thing you're allowed to include is your packaging and your item. So remember, you don't have to use all these. You can see this packaging over here, but you can use some of these aspects. You can design your packaging to look really good in your photo. That's really the only purpose of your packaging, apart from giving the customer a good experience. But just pretend this is a very simple black box that the Stanley knife comes in. Print your brand, especially if you're a big brand name, or you have a brand name like Genius Mat that is going to be a benefit of the actual product. So you can imagine that's the black box that's going to stand out. And if you're scrolling, you're going to stop at this photo over this photo every single time. You're going to pay more. You're going to pay a premium for this, because this just doesn't look great. And then, of course, you want to be putting, this is a big way to separate yourself from others. Put your benefits in the title. Don't put your features in the title. A one-pack utility knife, that's a feature. You want to be naming your products. And I've made this title up very quickly, and I've made this photo up very quickly, but you want to be literally putting weeks of work into your photos, into your titles, because once you're up on Amazon, you're only either trying to increase traffic or conversion. If you're getting enough traffic, all you have to do is work on your conversion rate. If you can double your conversion rate for a good photo, you're making twice as much money. You can go from $10,000 to $20,000 of revenue overnight with a really good photo. So make sure you work on this. If this took you a month to create, this took you $1,000 to get, it may be worth it. So go out there and test different photos and just keep an eye on that conversion rate. I put in Stanley Ninja S9 Premium Classic 99 retractable utility knife. That's copied from the original listing, but I've given it an actual name. When I used to sell fidget spinners in the fidget spinner craze, I gave my products names after the BMW cars. So I had the i7, I had the i9, I had these different fidget spinner names that basically branded my fidget spinners ahead of everyone else. It's not just a fidget spinner, it's the i9, they've called them the 10099, which is not sexy at all. You want to put the Ninja S9, Apple iPhone X or Galaxy S10. These big companies know that they need to actually give their products a name. So give your product a really cool name that sounds like it's something, even if it's not anything. And you're going to be standing ahead of the competition. And once again, you can charge a premium because you got a good brand, you got good photos, you got a good unique selling proposition, you're a highly reputable brand, and it's not a race to the bottom. And you can see the more space you take up on your title, the bigger your listing is also going to get. So I put in that extra sharp blade because what are people going to want? They're going to want extra sharp blades. So no, don't lie under any circumstance, but if you have extra sharp blades, advertise that. Put that in your title, put that in your dot points. Go and find what keywords people are actually looking for. Go and find, looking in the negative feedback you get where you can improve, make that improvement to your product, and then put that in your title. And you're going to attract a lot of people looking for that. So this is a really simple way, and I'm going to keep making these videos, a new video with a new strategy on how you can improve your product above your competitors without spending a crazy amount of money, because it's 2019, we're going into 2020, and you need to differentiate. I've taken too many courses from Amazon gurus who don't even tell you this, and you end up with a product out there that doesn't even sell because there's 1,000 people selling the same product, and it's a race to the bottom. You're in a price war. So this is a big area that you need to learn. The only place you don't actually have to do this is in Amazon Australia. If you're selling in Amazon Australia, there's not much competition out there at the moment, so you've got a very low barrier to entry. But if you're selling in a competitive marketplace like Amazon USA, make sure you're separating yourself from the competition. So comment below what stage you're at in your Amazon FBA journey. I check my comments every single day. So if you have any video suggestions, write them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.